One of the things that I admire about is, our grandparents. They come from a different generation, and then when they talk to us, who are from our younger generation, and you have this conversation, and they end up accepting your views, and you feel included in the conversation. It's a good feeling. So it means that what they believe in, they are able to sit down with you and hear what you have to say, you as a young person from a different generation. They're in their 70s, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, and you sit down with your grandparents and you talk down and you're having this conversation, this banter here and there, and they accept your differences, even though their worldview is so different from yours. Why? Because they have learned to accept that in life people have different views, and the only way we can live in, have these safe places where we can talk, where we can engage in, and not have this conflict, is because we accept that people are different. People have different views in the world. People have different perspectives, and not all of us are going to agree. Not all of us are going to agree on a certain point. Not all of us are going to agree on everything. So yes, you need to learn to accept people have different views. And when someone is not agreeing with you, it doesn't mean it's the end of the road for you. No, it's just a matter of you accepting that yes, we're all people and we all have different. We all can agree to disagree. And if we can do that, believe you me, you'll end up having you having these safe places that people can engage safely without feeling like they're going to be disrespected, they're going to be looked down, or maybe they're going to be shouted at, and in the process, you end up having this safe environment, peaceful environment that people can live. And yes, in the family, I admire that about my grandparents. Right now they are late, but I admire that with my late grandparents, because I remember when I used to be, when I used to go say hi to them. I mean, they were living in Tanzania at the time. Yeah, so when I used to go visit with them, and of course we have this family get together, and you sit down and engage with them, and you talk about all these things that are happening, currently, and they used to look at me and my siblings like, okay, so this is what's happening. Yeah, because at the time when they grew up, they never had, the TV, the technology. It wasn't there, but they adjusted. They accepted that the world has moved forward, the world is changing, and they accepted it, and they learned from it, and they accepted the different worldviews which are there. So yes, as you go forward in life, know that the world is a global village. The world has different people from different races, from different communities, and each community has different way of looking at things. Each race has different way of looking at things, and when all of us meet, of course we're going to have diverse way of looking at things. So what we need to do for us to have these safe places is for us to accept that there are differences in the world. There are different ways of doing things, but it doesn't mean the way I do things is wrong, or someone from a different race is doing certain thing in a different way, it's wrong. It's just a matter of accepting that there are so many ways of doing things, and we need to accept our differences, so that we have these safe places that we can engage in, safe places that we can do things and live in a peaceful community. It's the same way right now in this world of ours. We have this, people are marrying, from different cultures, from different races, and they have this union, and you come from, the way you look at things differently, but you're in a union, in a relationship, and of course you have to accept the difference you're coming from. you know you are in one relationship where you're accepting that yes, I come from a different community or different race, you come from a different community or a different race, and yes, we're in love and we accept each other the way we are, and we have our differences, but we accept to have those differences, so that we have these safe places that we can engage in. Because the way I do things, you may not agree. The way I do, opinions I accept, you may not agree. But it doesn't mean that's the end of the world. It just means that the way I look at things different, that it's the way I was brought up. But it doesn't mean it's wrong. The same way with the way you do things, or the way you look at things, is it wrong? It's not. And that's what the global world we are living in. So learn to respect people differences, so that we live in a peaceful environment. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. But at the end of the day, people are educated. People have opened their minds. People have become global village of multicultural of and different races, living in harmony together. So yes, it's a matter of coming together and accepting that yes, we are in a global village and we all have our differences, and we have to respect our differences. So yeah, let's have these safe places that we can talk and engage and grow together.